Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Um, I just wanted to come on today and do a short video. I hope it's going to be short. I've had several people ask me about highlighting and contouring and the use of our highlighting quad bronzer. This is just such an amazing tool in your makeup chest. Um, like all of our makeup and all of our products, everything we do is microbiome healthy, microbiome friendly, probiotic based. And we have not just clean makeup, but clean and healthy makeup. Even a lot of makeups that say they're clean, that are actually certified as clean, may not be healthy because they do damage to the microbiome, which is your skin's ecosystem, your protectant. And none of our products do. So, having been asked about this quad bronzer, I wanted to just do a short video and show you what a multifaceted product this is. It's got a great highlighter here, a good. Let me kind of. I can never really read all of these. So this is highlight, glow, sculpt, and bronze. So we've got a highlighter. This is just a really great accent that gives you a little bit more of a glow. And then we have the sculpting and the bronzing. And you can use these individually. You can use each one of them by themselves for highlighting or for eyeshadow or for eyebrows or for just an overall bronze effect. There's just several things you can do with this. So I'm going to kind of show you just some of the ways I use it. And I'm going to start by telling you that I have done um, what I have done on my makeup today. I have only done some foundation and some blush. That's it. My eyebrows, they look like they have been done. They have. They're kind of permanent. I have had some microblading and some tattoo shading done because my eyebrows are really blonde. Um, and so I had some shading done with tattoo and some microblading done. And then I have some permanent eyeliner that has kind of a charcoal color. Not anything that's extravagant, but just a little bit of an outline, not all the way into the corner of my eye, kind of to the inside of my iris, and then all across my top lid. So that's what I've done today is just put on some foundation and some blush. So I'm going to kind of show you what I do or some of the ways that I can use this. What I have brought over to my computer area is I have my I have my highlighting bronzer quad. This is just such a great quad of colors. And then I brought my one eyeshadow with me. I brought over my After Midnight, which is my personal favorite. This is the After Midnight, and it has got Starlight, which is this lightest color, Pewter, which a lot of times if I want a little extra oomph on my eyebrows, I will use this pewter, and then Indigo, which is a dark indigo blue. And sometimes I will use this as an added eyeliner, or I'll use this as an added eyeliner. But I am going to use a little bit of this today, I think, maybe. So I brought those are the only two makeups that I brought over here. I did bring some lipstick just to kind of end up with. And then I brought a variety of brushes because if I'm going to use the highlighter, I have three. I don't have them all with me. Oh, I don't need all of them. I keep three of these little stippling brushes. These are by Elf, and I use one, and I've got it marked, and I probably need to um, put another another label on it. But I use one for highlighting, and I use one for contouring, and then I have one that I use for blush some. And it's just a medium bristled stippling brush. So I brought that over. I brought our TrūAura angled brush over here with me. And I've got one of these little, I don't know what this type of brush is called, but when I do some contouring on my nose, I like the way it applies. And then I brought a little bitty highlighting kind of, so use highlighter on, and then one big bristle brush. Then I brought a couple of eyeliner brushes just in case I decide to do that. But I want to start by just showing you the quad bronzer. So once I put all my foundation on, I will do a little bit of the contouring. And when I do contouring, I go. It's like my cheekbone is right here where you see a little bit of blush. So I will go just under that cheekbone. If you can feel where it hollows out a little bit underneath that bone. So that's where I will put a little bit of contour just to pop this cheek out a little bit. And I will go from about right about the middle of my face. When I put blush on, I always go about 2 fingers over on either side. So if I put 2 fingers down, I'll start my blush here, or 2 fingers down, and I'll start my blush here. And I just go kind of right on the top of that bone. I don't go any further down. I don't take it up to my hairline. I don't go around my eyes like we did back in the 90s. Um, maybe we did. I think I did. But I just go right on that cheekbone. And then when I go to put some contour on, I go right underneath that cheekbone. And you can feel where that cheekbone stops. You can feel that. So I go right from the center of my cheek, just kind of under that bone. So I don't go too far down, but just right under that bone. So I'm just gonna, and I will, and especially for the purpose of showing it to you. My hair just kind of always crazy when I get in front of this camera. I always go a little bit darker or a little bit on the heavy side because I can always go back and blend it out. But you can see better what I'm doing if I go a little heavy-handed. So I will usually take both of these two darker colors. So that is the bronze and the sculpt. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth and just get a little bit of both of those. And then I'm going to go right under that cheekbone right here. And I'm going to put some right in there. And I'm going to do that both sides. Hope you can see that. Yeah, you can see. I think you can. Then I'm going to take a little bit more of it again, and I have kind of a longer chin, so I'm going to go across my chin right here, and I'll do a little bit just kind of up around the top of my face. Then I will take this crazy little brush, whatever it's called. I'm not real sure the name of this kind of a brush, but I'm going to take some of the darker and just kind of roll this back and forth on it. And I'm going to go straight. My dad was like had a lot of Native American blood, and I got his kind of Native American nose, which has a little bit of a hump kind of across at the top. So I will go just right up the side. And I see a lot of people who, when they're contouring their nose, to make it look a little straighter, they'll put this contour in and then bring it down the side. And I don't do that because I just think it makes your nose look like you've gotten the sun too long and sunburned just your nose and have a really tan nose on your face. And so I'm going to go up both sides. And what you're trying to do is straighten out the look of that cartilage. So I do this. Do I bring another little brush over here? Let's see, I think I can use this. Let me see if there's anything. No. So I'm going to take also a little kind of a flat brush. And I'm going to take a little bit of this also. But you want that to kind of follow the line of the nose and how it moves into the orbital socket. So when you're going to blend it, you want to blend it up straight, but also you want to blend it up into that eye socket. So that, should have brought my brush cleaner over here. That's where I put my contour. So let's take a look. I put a little bit around my hairline, right here, across my chin, and then up both sides of my nose, straight up and down. So I will also, before I do some highlighting, I will blend this some. So I'm going to take this big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to start blending this. And I blend it in the direction that I have applied it. So if I like right here, I'm not going to go up and down with this line that goes at an angle. I'm going to go straight back and forth across that just to blend it, but because I don't want it to move, I want it to be right there. So you can now see my blush and my contour, and I'm just going to blend it really, really well. And do the same thing here. And the same thing here, back and forth along the same direction that you have applied it, or I have applied it. So that is a little bit of contouring. Then I'm going to take another brush. I think I'll use my little angled brush, and I'm going to blend this straight up and down and up into that orbital socket area on both sides. Okay, now I'm going to use a little bit of the highlighter. So I'm going to take this color that is called highlight. It's this lightest color. And I have a couple of places that I want to put it. So I have another brush, another little brush over here. It's kind of flat. Oh, you can't see it. It's kind of flat and kind of broad. And I used it for highlighting. But I'm going to take some of the highlight color here. And I am going to put a little bit right in the corner of my eye. I had a little mirror over here. There it is. Just right in the corner here. Set this down. And right in the corner here. I have on my eyes, they are kind of pretty thin skinned, right, let me show you, right in here. And I see some vascularity, which sometimes makes it look kind of blue. And I don't try to use the highlighter there because it creates too much of a shine here. But this color that's called Glow is really nice. I don't think I brought enough brushes. Let me see if this got color on it. No. So I can take some of the Glow right here and just kind of use it as an eyeshadow. And it kind of gets rid of that thin skin area that looks kind of too vascular sometimes. Now I'm also going to go back to this little brush. I'm going to get some of the highlight and I'm going to go down the center of my nose. And it's really hard sometimes for me to get this straight because I want to make my nose look straight, but to get it straight sometimes is kind of hard for me. But I'm going to put I start right on the tip of my nose and then I just kind of bow my head. And that really pretty gives me a straighter line. But I'm also going to bring it up here, it's kind of like a tree trunk and tree branches where I bring it out kind of around my eyebrows. And then I'll also will just kind of go under my eyebrow here on both sides. And above my eyebrow just a little bit to just kind of give a little bit more definition to that eyebrow. So once I get that on, I usually do this with my finger. And then I just kind of blend it right here where I made the little branches. Like that. Okay. Once I do that, so I've done the contouring here, 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 on my nose and up around my hairline. Once I've done that and I've done the little highlighting, I am going to do one more little bit of highlighting. I'm going to take a little bit of the highlight color and I'm going to go right on top of this cheekbone. So I've got right on top of the cheekbone, the blush on the cheekbone, and the contour right below the cheekbone. So I'm going to blend this a little bit again, everywhere I have put some. And then I'm going to take this big brush, and I usually take a larger brush than this, but I'm just going to take a little bit of all of this. And then I'm going to hit just kind of all over just for kind of a sun-kissed color. Now, so highlighting and contouring, that's what I've done so far with this. Now, I'm going to take a brush and get a little bit more of the highlight, and I'm going to do a little more right here. And I'm going to do a little more right going to need my mirror, which is kind of dirty. A little bit more right here, right from the inside corner of my eye to the center of my iris. I'm going to put some of this highlighting color. And now I'm using it as an eyeshadow, not as a contour or a highlighter, which is what makes this quad, highlighting bronzer quad, so amazing, is that you can use it for so many different things. So I'm going to use some of that as an eyeshadow. Then I'm going to take the Sculpt, which is this color right here, and a little bit of a fluffier brush. I didn't bring a lot of brushes over here. I normally have a ton of brushes around me, but this one's just kind of a fluffy brush. And I'm going to take some of the, I'm going to take some of the Sculpt, which is this color. I'm going to take some of that on a brush, and I'm going to go from the center of my iris out to the outer edge. I forget what color I got. There it is. Sculpt. So I'm going to put some right on the outer edge of my eye, from the iris middle out to the outside corner of my eye. So now we have done sculpting, some contouring, some highlighting, and now we're doing eyeshadow. So the color called Sculpt, I'm going over half of my eyelid on the outside half, outer edges. Then I'm going to come back with the darkest shade, which is the bronzer. And I'm going to take it in this, I think I'm going to use this little tiny stubby brush. And I'm going to go right in the orbital fold, right there in that crease. So I'm going to get some of this darker shade, and I'm going right in the crease of my eye. And then I'm going to blend it back and forth. And then I'm going to go into the orbital fold on this eye. Let's go this direction. Maybe you can see that a little bit better. Okay. And then y'all know me, I always use a piece of paper. I have sticky notes and little pieces of paper everywhere when I'm putting on makeup, because I like a line of demarcation where my eyeshadow ends to give me kind of an upswing on my eyes. So I will use a piece of paper to achieve that. So I'm going to lay this down, and I go right from the lower water rim of my eye up toward my eyebrow. And I need to extend that just a tiny bit. But I'm going to make that a little bit more defined right there with this. And this is the bronzer color on our highlighting bronzer quad. So you can kind of see now I have this edge. And I'm going to do the same thing on this eye. Let me get this paper laid down right from the lower water rim up toward your eyebrow. And I'm going to put it right there. And up. Then I'm going to take this is our angle brush. This is TrūAura angle brush. And I'm going to keep the paper laid down, but I'm going to blend. I'm going to put it right where it was, but I'm going to blend this just to kind of take the harsh edge away on both sides. Because I want to diffuse it some here, but I don't want to lose this edge. Okay, so now we have done sculpting. We've done contouring, highlighting, sculpting. We've done some eyeshadow. Let's see my hair. We've done some eyeshadow, and now I'm going to use this is a little bit too red for my eyebrows. I use more of an ash color, and I'll show you that in just a second. But I'm still going to take this little stubby brush, this one right here. It's a great brush for just adding a little bit of emphasis to your brow. So I'm going to take a little bit of this darker color. We're just going to see what this looks like. I think it's just a little too red for me. But if I wanted to emphasize my brow a little bit more, I could just use that. You can kind of see now this is a little bit more, has a little bit more depth to it than this side. So let's make them match. And a lot of times I will use, and I'm going to take and show you, I brought over the only thing I brought over here besides this highlighting bronzer quad is one eyeshadow palette. And I brought the After Midnight, which has the pewter, the indigo blue, and the twilight. No. Starlight. And a lot of times I will use this pewter color in my brows. So I also brought over here a little stamping brush. Now, I love these brushes. These are by Vertex. You can buy these on Amazon. You can buy them at Walmart. But they have 4 brushes in the set. I only brought 3 over here to the computer. But they have 2 tapered brushes. One that is a little bit thicker than the other. But they're both just 2 tapered brushes. This is a stamping brush. It's just a flat, it's tiny. It's just a flat, tiny little brush. The other brush that's in this quad set is an angled. It's about this exact same size, but instead of being flat across, it's at an angle, which is really good, especially if you're doing a little bit of a winged effect on your side, on your eyeliner here. It's excellent for that. But I'm going to take a little bit of this pewter right here. It's this color right here. I'm going to take a little bit of that pewter on this little stamping brush, and I'm going to make a little bit more of a little hair-like strokes right here in the front. And I did not bring over a spoolie brush. That's okay. We're going to just kind of blend it a little. But I'm going to take a little bit more of that pewter and do the same thing over here. This is just a great color for me to use if I want to go a little bit darker on my brows than they are tattooed. So there's that one. And then I use either the pewter or the indigo blue as an eyeliner. So let me do that. Just have a little bit of moisture here. And I'm going to take just a tiny bit of this. I think I'm going to use the indigo blue because I've used browns and browns and browns today. So I'm going to take a little bit of this blue on here, and I just kind of roll it across there. And I'm going to wing my outside edge up just a tiny bit. See if I can get it where you can see it. So I go from this liner that's on the bottom, and I just go straight up towards my brow. So I'm just going to take this right here and bring it up, following the line that's already here, and just up toward my brow. And then I'm going to bring it in just a touch on the edge. I try to do this looking in the computer, in the monitor, and I get it backwards. I can't work in reverse. And then I'll fill in right here on the inside corner just a touch. Can you see that? Let's do that one more time with the other eye. I'm just going to roll this across the blue, and I'm going to go in the inside corner right here, underneath just a touch more, and straight up. And then I kind of attach the edges just a bit. So that's that. So that's it. I used mostly just this highlighting bronzer quad and a little bit of my After Midnight pewter and indigo blue, just kind of on my eyes. and my brows. But if you want to do something quick and easy, don't even put foundation on. You can take this bronzer, just get a little bit of everything, and just give yourself a little bit of color. Put on a blush. I brought some lipstick over here. And if all I carried was that and this and some mascara, I could do, just pretty much anything I needed to run out the door. Tap a little bit of my lipstick on my cheek, and then put some on my lips. And our moisture balance lipsticks are a probiotic based lipstick, microbiome healthy lipstick, and they make your lips feel so, so, so good. So there's this color it's called Orchid. I love this orchid. It's kind of a deep rosy pink color. And then I take a little bit of our lip balm on a brush. And you could you could use your bronzer quad and your lipstick and a mascara, and you're done. I mean, throw this in your purse, and any kind of a touch-up you needed, you've got it here. This and a few brushes is all. Usually, it's the only thing I ever carry with me. I don't usually touch my makeup during the day, but if I needed to, balm, lipstick, and this pretty much gives me anything that I might need during the day. So it's a fast face, out the door, and it's such a versatile makeup palette. That's our highlighting bronzer quad. And for those of you who've been asking me about how I use that to highlight or contour or just enhance bronze, that is exactly how I use it. So it's just a great piece, great product to have on hand. And I hope that helped you kind of understand the versatility of this bronzer quad. I love it. Hope you all enjoyed that. Have a blessed day.